Hello, everyone, and apologies for the voice, but I'm drinking a lot of hot tea, so hopefully it'll get better. We are on episode 19, and God knows countless days of this winter hellscape. I'm Nick. Welcome to Brass Pitches and Balls. We have Lisa. We will have Dika, but she's on her
Stuck
way
on the
through
road.
the snow, like so many of everyone else. But if you're stuck and watching this live, that's good. But
No, that's
eyes,
not good.
eyes on the road. Eyes on the road when you're driving. But like if you're actually stuck in a snowbank, you can watch us. Lisa no doubt has questions. We'll be talking about cakes today and a few other things. And here's Lee.
Hi. We are in Michigan. I still find the snow beautiful. Y'all look at me like I'm
You're missing
Everyone's
my
like
glare.
shunned.
Look, I'm from northern Michigan. Snow's great.
You don't even have on snowshoes. She has all these little shoes that have
snowshoes.
like holes
This is like
in
a
them.
quarter of an inch of snow. Whatever. Y'all.
It's
nobody-
like driving through frosting.
That's because nobody knows how to drive in the snow.
You
And then
guys
they think,
don't-
and then
wait.
they think if they have a 4-wheel drive, they can drive like a bat out of hell. And you know what? 4-wheel drive does not help you stop on ice.
You guys
Right.
do know how to drive in the snow,
No.
though, because down in Mobile, once it hits like 32
No,
degrees.
no. See, coming from northern Michigan, Metro
my
Detroiters do not know how to drive in the snow.
Okay.
I
All
love
right.
I love the report though. I saw it was a screenshot of people from Texas, and it was like 55 degrees, and the
We're dying.
very concerned weatherman is like, "You're gonna want to wear layers. You're gonna want to wear layers, and maybe not drive.
You might die.
Yeah, not drive if you don't have to
We're,
drive."
we're like 55. Sure.
All right, cool. That's lovely. Who's grilling?
So
Sorry for
anyway,
your clunk.
don't we have a bra of the week before we talk about all this other shit?
We do have a bra of the week. We do, and it's I bring you something springy and fun.
Ooh, good.
So yeah,
Not
yeah.
not like white, different colors of white dirt. Like this is
No, it doesn't. There was a point yesterday in driving when I looked around and said to my son, "Doesn't it look like we're in a desert?" And he looked up. He's like, "Oh my God, it does," because of the glare and then all
Yeah.
the dirt mixed in. It was like it looked like sand. All that we were driving on sand. It was crazy.
that's
He's like,
that's the
"This is-
problem with snow.
We're on Dune.
It looks great
No.
until you're
Yeah,
driving
well,
and it
it'd
gets
be
mixed
great
with
if we
dirt
were on
and wet
Dune.
and nastiness.
Would it be great if we were on Dune? I
Yes.
don't think it would
Wait,
be.
doesn't a worm
Still
eat
suits would
everyone?
suck.
Yes,
but they're
yes.
all high.
It's my.
Everybody's
They're
like-
they're all perpetually high on
so they're like
spice.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their eyes are turning blue. 'cause
Yeah,
they're
I
just,
see. That's my dream. Well, just
To be
my
high
dream.
and then get eaten by a worm.
Well, yeah, that'll
That's
work.
an odd
That's
dream.
fine.
Nick.
That's
We're
fine.
gonna
Just
explore that further in
never,
psychology
never
corner.
have precipitation.
Psychology
That would be
corner.
lovely.
I'm gonna. Will you hold Betty?
Oh yeah.
So let's go back to the springy bra,
Yeah.
which has color that is not white. I mean,
is
it has
not
some white
white.
in it too, but
I am perfectly happy to
Just
hold
Betty in a
Hang on.
all right.
respectful way.
I was gonna say, don't fondle her, Nick.
We're on the internet. is
Hashtag me
forever.
too.
Okay, so this is
Oh,
this is our most popular bra frame, and this is by Goddess. It's called the Kayla bra. The solid colors are called Kira. The patterns are called Kayla. I don't know why.
for maximum confusion.
I guess. Yeah, it's like if you have on a Kira, it's all one color. If it's a Kayla, it's anyway. So I really, really love this bra. She's only $49. The price is great, but also the quality is amazing. So you've got 4 panels. This side sling, really great for coverage and really, really nice support here on the side to bring the breast out from the armpit. You've got a wide band, and then turn it on around, Nick.
And it's got some reinforced zigzag stitching in the armpit kind of area.
Yes,
Yeah.
seamstress, it does. And then we've got a nice U here to keep the straps off of the side of the shoulders as much as possible. And the matching panties are here. But really, this bra we're going to have all the time in lots of different colors. But when I do get patterns in like this, I usually get one of each size. So if this is something that you really, really like, or that you're used to wearing, because I say, hey, that's our most popular bra when you come into Busted, then you might want to either call me or
So drive
Coming
on
down.
down slowly.
yes. Oh, there's a fit event today
Speed
too.
appropriately. Yes, I was going to say, last night you mentioned that You have you had a fit event yesterday, and
Yeah.
today Busted is having another fit event from 1 to 7.
1 to 7, right? But we need we actually have that 6 to 7 slot available. There's 4 spaces there. If somebody wants to come in and take that, they just need to call us and make the appointment.
Is
so that
everything
we
else
stay.
booked up?
No, there's some.
Oh, you
there's
have
some
other
holes in it,
availability.
but
you just want to stay past your regular
right.
hours.
If we want to
from
stay past 6 to 7, then somebody needs to call and make at least one appointment so that we're there for those who are like, I don't want to make an appointment, but I can get there. And so we're giving away a present for every purchase made during the fit event. And if you use the code word Queenie, then you'll get an extra 10% off.
Queenie.
Queenie. It's my friend's dog's name, and it's her birthday today.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Julie.
Wait, is it Julie's birthday or Queenie's birthday?
Julie's birthday.
Okay.
No,
happy birthday, Julie.
Queenie's just a giant puppy. It's a Newfoundland. It's a huge dog.
Yeah,
It's
Queen
beautiful.
stands about- yeah, you told me.
It's just
Oh, I see
huge.
the
It's a
Naimi's
few
new
weeks.
newfie, and he's so
Yes.
freaking cute.
Such a baby.
So your
you can
fit
put Betty
event,
down.
with the fit
Thank-
event,
for all the week.
you're asking people to make a reservation at least between 6 and 7 if somebody wants to, so that
Right.
somebody's around. But do you have to have an appointment?
You do
or
not
can
have
you
to have
just-
an appointment.
Like if I was coming at 4 during your regular hours
Yeah,
and say I want to take part in the fit event, but I
Absolutely.
didn't pre-register, I can do that.
you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, especially during the weather, if you don't have anything else to do because you got a snow day, come on down to the fit event. We have new bras in, and if you have a teenager in the home that is ready to go into bras, whether they think they are or not, or you think they are or not, come on and bring them down. We can fit them. We've got some new things in that's walk hole bras, or they're more modest. It's hard to explain. I'll have to bring some.
Yeah, you got to bring one of these.
They're
in.
Oh, it needs to be
stylish,
a
but
good
they
one,
don't
I
look
think.
like
You
a
mentioned the
sexy
name
bra.
last night,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, what? Oh, what?
She and I went bowling last night. Sort of.
No,
Actually,
we
we were
didn't bowl.
watching bowling.
We watched your child bowl.
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
the
yeah,
cubbies were
okay.
bowling.
We should go
Okay,
bowling
that makes
sometime, though.
sense.
We should. Well, we should go foaling.
Oh, yeah. The fouling or, yeah.
I call it
football.
foaling. Is
It's
it foaling?
Is it foaling?
Foaling.
So I always look at it fouling because it looks like a bird.
Right, right.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, and
Foaling.
anybody
Okay.
that's not from up here doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
What, they don't know what a foul is or what foaling is?
Foaling is.
Well, because it's a new
It was
mashup.
made by
Yeah.
a dude here,
Yeah.
or a family here.
So we should definitely do foaling as well, and we should do a con. But before that, I want to talk to you about the con coming up
I'll
this
talk
weekend.
to the con.
But I had another question, and I forgot it.
Well, then
about
let's-
your oh,
What?
your- okay.
Badoo.
I have about your fit events. Now
Oh, yeah.
you have everybody, well not everybody, but most of your staff are trained. They go to New York and you take them to a
Yeah.
big event twice a year to get trained as fitters, professional fitters. So what's the difference between when I go in on a regular day and just say, "Hey, hook me up,"
Haha.
or if I go to one of these fit events? That's
Foot
a
event?
fetish thing.
Well, we have one of the international trainers is here with us, so it's not just us, and she's training some of the girls who can't, some of the employees who can't get up to New York. She's doing some training with them.
Oh, so she comes in and
here.
actually trains fitters here rather
Right.
than you bringing them to the Curve event,
Right.
the expo. And then she actually, does she actually do some of the fittings
Yes.
for people?
Right.
Yes.
while
So I
she's
could be
here-
fit by an international fit celebrity.
yes, yes.
My boobs have been touched by blah blah. She's from Toronto. Meow. Okay, so the
All
other
right.
question,
And then we just also got in a whole bunch of products, so we have so many sizes that
it's a good time to come on down.
So what I do is right
See
before
all
a
the
fit
new
event,
stuff,
I'll
yeah.
bring in
Order a bunch
8
of stock.
boxes of stuff. So we've got
Stock.
a
Oh my
ton of
tongue
stuff.
is not working in my mouth.
Not a good
today.
idea with a microphone.
No. Oh, so the other bra thing before we move on to a bunch of other stuff is I saw for the first time in real life the van.
You saw
Did it sit
my
out in the parking
busted
lot?
van. Doesn't it look like
Yeah.
a giant pink cupcake?
Sure. Sure.
Pretty
I
much. Yeah.
yeah, it's very floofy, but it's a car, so it's not really floofy. But yeah, I get
Yeah. Yep. I like it. So
it's fun.
you talked to my son yesterday, who is 10, and I've been driving him to school in the pink van.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
and so I picked him up from school last night
Poor kid.
and took him to this bowling
He's
event.
good with it.
It's very,
and the
very,
fir-
very pink.
Yeah, the first thing he said to me when I picked him up, we're walking out of the school, he says, So my mom's been dropping me off in the van. I'm not like depressed or anything. It's just a statement. I'm like, oh yeah? Is it embarrassing? And he goes, yeah, a little bit. 5 people have already come up and asked me, does your mom drive the car that says the word BRA on it? I'm like, can they not say bra? And he's like, yeah, I guess not. He's like, they're 5th grade. He's in 5th grade. He's like, they're 5th grade boys mostly and one girl. And I'm like, well, I guess that's it. 5th graders can be pretty awkward and, you know, saying words. And then Lee later was like, so can they not say bra? And he's like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. And on the way home from that, he said, I wonder if they have to spell the word socks, too. Because we have to wear those every day, and they're underwear.
I mean, he's basically grown up in a bra store, so he's just
Yeah.
like, whatever, they're a thing. You got
Yeah.
women
It's a
wear
garment.
underwears,
It's
women
a
wear
garment.
bras.
Women
Yeah.
are important. This is something
not
they
a
wear
thing.
every day. Yeah.
Speaking of garments,
Uh-oh.
we have a lot of social media rabbit holes to go down today.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
So one I did not tell you about last night because I was, let's say, already home and looking at Twitter and the
I do?
Yeah.
busted.
We have a caller?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. They're calling in. Hello.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
And they called in, then hung up on me.
Oh no! Call back.
Oh,
we don't know how to.
no.
We don't know how to deal with that, but do it.
Okay, that's a new one.
That was wild.
So,
we had our first caller.
Let's do that.
So anyway,
Hey, people, call us.
yeah.
What's the number, Jack?
1-800.
It's 248
Oh, I lied.
2, 4, 8. I don't
579
9.
5295.
529.
And you'll be our guinea pig because we really have no freaking idea how to deal with the caller.
think we
but
just
would
talk
love
to
it.
them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume that they go through her little machines and then
Yeah, they go through the machine and then they can
the ghost
know.
in the machine.
talk to you guys through here.
So
If they call back.
anyway, if
so
they call back. So anyway, on
Okay.
we follow the Busted Twitter handle follows a bunch of lingerie bloggers and large busted lingerie bloggers, and there is one particular woman who I believe her name is Cora Harrington, who is a blogger who happened to be at an event last night that was a lingerie industry event.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I gotta, and she like live Twitter live feeded. I don't know. Ugh, brain not working. Coffee.
Live tweet.
Sorry, I
So-
could have gotten you coffee.
It's okay. So
I have
anyway,
tea.
I might take you up on the tea.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got to go through that. But one of the things she mentioned is that there's a lot of discussion about the fact that there aren't a lot of women in the lingerie designing world, and hello, we're the ones with tits. So I don't.
Except the company that I bring in a lot, that's designed by a woman.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and so this is the interesting one of
Marlies
the interesting
Deckers.
parts.
Yeah.
It's not Marlies though that I'm talking about. There is a woman who holds an inordinate amount of patents and who has invented pretty much every bra innovation
Yes.
in the last 20 years. The adhesive bra, the strapless, whatever. And her name is Anne, and I don't know her last name because I did not look it up before I decided to tell the story. But anyway,
Preparation.
she was speaking at this event, and so we got to check it out.
Okay.
And check out the event and this patent holder, and also Cora is she's a great person to follow because if you like the lace article that we
Uh-huh.
posted, that's where I found that article.
That's good.
So I've been following Fairy Boob Mother.
What,
She's
what,
out
what?
of the UK. Yeah.
Nice.
Fairy Boob Mother.
Great
and
name.
oh yeah, there's some fantastic bloggers and Instagram celebrities really out there in the bra world that I'm discovering, and some of them are discovering us.
Yay!
Yay. So if you happen to know somebody out there that is in the lingerie business that we need to know about, please send us a little tickle. Let us know where they are and what their handle is so I can follow them. Handle's the right
yes,
word?
Her Twitter handle.
Handle, okay.
Um,
Learning about Twitter. She does the Twitter. I'm doing
tweet.
the Instagramming,
And
but
I
I don't-
generally do Facebook, so.
and I don't really know all the ins and outs of all the lingo. I just go
I
up
have
there
an
and do
error.
it.
So I can't get on the tweeter.
There is an Ann Arbor costume designer who does modern corsetry, which I need to
We need to get her
connect.
on.
Yeah. She does theatrical things and that, and I asked her for her portfolio because it was brought on by someone discussing the fact that Victorian and Elizabethan are not the
The
same
same thing.
And
At
also often garments called either of those things are neither.
Not even, right.
Yeah.
It's like going to the Renaissance Fair. And
Yeah.
So I got some crazy questions this week that I could actually answer because normally I'm an idiot.
Ooh, question time.
Yes,
We
it
need
was
music.
awesome. So for what I have a question for you. What kind of tea is that?
This is PG Tips.
It kind of smells like twigs in water.
That is what tea is.
I know,
Well,
but-
that's kind of tea.
That's kind of what it is.
Oh,
So-
Dika's here.
Dika's here. All right, she can. She
Okay.
has to
Okay.
be able to-
I mean,
so
it's not kakicha, which genuinely is twigs, but it's.
I was
it's
wondering if
dry
it was
stuff.
that because we had that over at in season.
I don't mind kakicha, but this is just good old stand. There's not a lot of milk. If there was more milk, it would be more
I don't milk my tea.
traditional
That would be
English
tough to do,
tea.
wouldn't
I don't milk
Does
it
milk
or
have
put milk in
tits?
it.
Okay, so question for the question I got asked, which I think, and I'm looking at Nick because he's English. I don't
was
know.
gonna say,
'cause
did he
I'm a
ask the question?
dumbass. No.
I know everything
Somebody said,
British, including
"Hey."
the Queen.
Hey, lady over there that might know the answer to this. This was a security guard in our building, and he's just a really, really nice guy. So men can name their sons after themselves, and they put a junior or a number behind
Right.
the name. And I said, sure. And then he said, women can do the same thing, right? And I said, well, women's names in our society are more fluid, so no, because the junior might not last. And like Lisa Burden is your original name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get married and want to change your name, it becomes something
No
different.
and no.
But yeah, it's not done in our society because of how the naming
Right.
works, right? And then he said to me, but what about like Elizabeth I, Elizabeth II?
Oh.
And I went, aha, now I know where it's coming from. I said, well, but that's not their original name. That's
Right.
their sovereign name. I was like, I know this because of the crown.
Yes, the phrase would be regnal name.
I have not watched The Crown.
And okay, so Elizabeth I became Elizabeth I in what year?
1620.
Nope, 1953.
Shit.
Oh, I'm thinking someone not that.
I know. But
Yeah.
anyway, so
but yeah, so
so I was like, oh, but this is how the naming works. Hello, Dika. Dika K.
Dika, where the fuck you been?
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey,
Dika, we're just starting to get into the fun stuff. So we're talking about regnal name.
regnal
names,
name.
not
That's not the
Ragnar.
fun stuff, but
Ragnar
No.
names. Well, I mean, he kind of had a regnal name too. 'cause
Ragnar.
I'm pretty
He did.
Yeah.
sure.
So,
So welcome back, Dika. It's so
Hi.
good to see
hey,
you.
it's been a minute.
hi, it has.
So we're going to talk about some crazy shit today. Have you ever heard about vajazzling?
This
Wait a
was a
minute.
new word
Oh
for
my
me.
God.
Is this
the-
like bedazzling your vag?
Yep.
Is that,
that
what that is?
and also I think
Bada
this
boom, bada
was
bing.
this the impetus of this the cake that
Yes.
Nick posted. So
Oh.
it's kind of either or,
Made
like
me want
making
to
things
eat,
look like a
so-
vajayjay
Oh.
or sparkling up your own.
Well,
I
you know,
guess.
it was a geode cake.
It was a
Okay.
pink,
it-
and it has a
it-
slash
So-
in
It
it
looked
to
like
see
a
the
hoo-ha.
geodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody kept saying it looks like a vagina. I'm like,
She's like, I saw a geode. I'm like, I
see
saw a
a
vagina.
geode.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, a very, very well kept one.
Yes.
Like there was no stuff
Well,
or
I
anything.
mean, it it had
was
like
fascinated
crystal
by it.
rocks all the way
Right?
through.
She was like, you wouldn't want that in your
beautiful.
vagina. I'm like, my vagina is made of. What did I
You
say?
said
Shattered glass and baby tears.
Oh, nice.
You would think the way that some men act behind certain women that maybe the vaginas they were inserting said apparatus
Right.
into looked like that. I'm
Yeah.
just
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
It's. I mean, I don't know, but
It was beautiful.
I would
I-
love to taste one. Can we just get to the point?
Yeah, I
Can
I
we eat
mean,
the cake? We
certainly,
can't eat the
certainly,
cake?
I look at
Yeah.
it and I'm
Okay.
like, I feel like eating.
Is that like
so,
Pop Rocks?
You know.
No,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
like
I
it
think
was
it was
sugar.
like
It was
rock candy.
crystal.
Candy.
Mm.
Rock
Which
candy.
I mean, it was a beautiful cake. And once I read the stuff coming back from the cake,
Yeah.
the
Cake
company was hilarious.
hysterical.
But once I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, I do see that is a geode. I think really it's.
I had to really look to see that it looked like it does not look like a vagina.
I think a
okay,
gaping hole
looks
is kind of
looks like a
it looks
gaping
like
hole.
it looks like
I
what
mean,
we
like a
call
peach
a
looks more like
yoni,
a vagina.
A yoni.
which is a symbolic symbol for the vagina.
Right.
Ah.
Not the actual.
Not the actual
realistic.
thing. It sort of looks
That would
like
be much more terrifying. I think.
So-
I see penises and everything.
Now-
I don't necessarily see vaginas.
I
and
did
everything.
see
Well,
someone
that's,
on Twitter
between
again.
you and your internet searches.
Someone had nails done where one of the nails was.
the yoni.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was, I mean, it was not. It looked
Well,
more
okay.
like the labia. Like it looked a little more realistic than the cake.
Oh.
Okay, so
I'm
interesting.
going to move the Facebook Live over to see Dika.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
okay,
or Jess
is
will.
gonna do it.
Oh,
There we go.
There we
Hey,
go.
Oh, hello.
Just in case y'all forget what she looked like. She's
That's
been,
all right.
Oh,
been
yeah.
MIA.
So yeah.
So, what about like vagina bedazzling of the vagina has been happening for quite a long time.
Well,
though.
people have been piercing things, which I saw that at Detroit Ink you can get piercings today for like $10.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to discount piercing.
I don't know if I want to be piercing certain areas for just $10. It seems
Some,
like
well,
I
but
wanna
it's kinda like
really-
LASIK.
not all
I don't
of
want the
them.
discount.
Not all. of
Okay,
them.
okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
Oh, okay. I'm like piercing. No.
I mean,
Well,
I'm fine
some
with the
people are
piercing,
like,
but just
hey.
might
Well,
want
it's
to
time.
spend
I'm
a
worried
little
about the
more.
piercing because I had my navel pierced and it did not go well. Of course, I had it done at the DEMF, which is now movement.
Oh, yeah.
So that was probably not a smart move on my part.
You did it at a festival?
It was just some
Oh,
random.
that's a good idea.
In Hart
There was-
Plaza.
It was just some
couldn't have been
random
any alcohol.
cross punk with like a
There couldn't
tea
have been
light
any
and
alcohol
a,
involved in
and
that at
a
all.
darning needle.
No, it was. I mean, it was
I
a
mean,
legit tent, but it
you
was
get
still
what
a
you paid
tent.
for, really.
Right.
You know, when I was a kid, I pierced
a
my
bad
friend
idea.
Lee Perry's ear with a potato and a piercing
Oh, okay.
earring.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my
Yep.
brother tried that by himself because my dad put a pin through his ear, but he'd been in the Navy and had his ear pierced years ago and didn't wear an earring. But he was like, "Look how easy it is, pop!" And then my brother, who was like 14, went and tried to do it, and it
It's a
took
little
him
bit
not the
hours.
same.
And I was just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it through there.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll never
Yeah, and
forget
I don't.
that.
Oh
I
my
mean, I don't have a
She
problem with
probably won't either.
people having any part pierced that they want. I just
Yeah.
like the idea of having my secret parts pierced is not something
Discount
that
budget.
I want to.
Discount budget clip pierces.
I don't want to put any more holes in it that are already there.
I tattoo
thought-
things. I don't pierce things.
I thought that if
anymore.
you get like a clitoris tattoo or not tattoo, piercing, that after time it like loses sensitivity.
Oh, no.
Well, you are hitting your
So-
nerves.
I mean,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like,
no.
There
you
were
an
want
awful
to
lot
do
of
that.
nerve
Don't
mess
do
with those
that.
nerves.
Yeah.
Never. No.
let them do
That's
their
your friend. Don't
job.
ruin her.
Right. Yeah, that's your friend. Yeah,
You
leave
treat her with love.
Yeah. No.
or yeah. Anyway,
Or- I've known women who had like hood piercings, and I'm not sure. I should ask her. I wonder if she still wears it. I knew her years ago, and years ago she was very happy about the results of the piercing.
Right.
But
Because
No,
of
it
course,
accentuated
Right.
the
Yes.
feeling.
Of course, this was just post high school, so
You probably were
Um,
feeling a lot anyway.
I'm wondering how it feels now with a couple of kids in.
yeah.
What that feels like. I'm sure she, took it out to. I wonder if she took it out
And
to,
she-
to
she-
push those babies
I would
out. If she had to push the babies
probably.
out, I don't know. I don't know. These are all now. I'm
These
just
are
well, and
all-
now I'm like,
These
could
are-
the baby get scratched if you didn't? Like what?
questions.
Well-
questions. Not really.
I mean,
I think it's
It's
too
way
far
up
up,
there.
right? It's way up
Yeah, it's
high.
way up
Yeah, given the topography there. I
Yeah,
think-
I don't think that's an issue.
the topography. Yeah, it's way up.
Unless
there.
you're getting like,
rabbit hole.
squirrel.
I have lots of rabbit holes today.
Welcome to Bras, Bitches, and Balls, where all of a sudden you understand when
See-
people can't
Squirrel!
focus.
So
No focusing.
wait, what did we call it again?
Vajazzling.
Vajazzling. So like
Vajazzling.
bedazzling, but with your vagina.
So vajazzling generally
Vajazzling.
is an external thing, not an internal thing,
That's
because
good.
that would be
painful.
Don't mess with a good
crazy.
thing.
But
Yeah.
Tika, are
basically,
you
it's
playing
like
any shows lately?
Wait, did we succeed in making Lee uncomfortable?
apparently
When? It only took 19 episodes.
cool. So
but next week we're going to be talking about sex dungeons.
And I'm
so
very sad.
Oh yeah.
I'm
There
not going to be
may
here, so
be-
you're going to have to come and listen in for
we're
me.
supposed to have goats and sex
Oh.
dungeons.
Not real
Those
goats.
are the
What?
Because we
Goats.
can't have goats in the
No,
studio.
but like a
Oh.
person and a goat.
well, people who
no,
raise goats.
no, people who raise goats. Like
People who raise
like the men who
goats.
stare at goats, but they're people who actually raise goats.
And then
Yeah.
you bring can we?
This is
I
for
no,
the goat
Jess said
yoga.
no.
Jess has put the no. She's like absolutely not. No goats.
Oh yeah, no
They're
goats.
tiny
We can't even have
goats.
dogs in here.
They're tiny goats.
And
you
They're
can't
little
leave them in the
goats.
car.
They sit on my.
They're
They can
very-
sit on my
it-
shoulder.
I should
Okay.
post more pictures
No.
of my goat puppies in Austin, though.
There you go.
And
God.
Sex Dungeon.
We will
and
we will
goats
be
next week.
posting the vajazzled
Those
cake
don't
too.
two don't really go together. I
Don't-
don't
I'm
think mostly, but maybe
well,
they
if
do.
you can do Pilates and goats
Fetishes, I
together, then why
guess.
not? But anyway, okay, so we're gonna do that
So
next
anyway,
week.
I'm not gonna be here because I have a meeting next week. So I'm very sad about that because I'm intrigued by the whole.
So
idea of sex
Valentine's
dungeons.
Day will be here, and then the end of the month, the 27th, I think,
Okay.
28th, something like that. I will be in New York. In New York City.
for your expo.
Yeah, for the bra show. So
Meet
we will
Marley
we will
Steckers.
not be here. There,
Meeting
I'm gonna
at
meet Marley
Meeting
Steckers.
Mm.
Ha, 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 ha.
So Dika, what have you been up to?
Stuff. A little bit of
Stuff
this, a
and
little bit
things?
of that. Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Playing
So
guitars.
playing guitars, teaching guitars at the Third Wave Music.
Oh, nice.
Yes, on Saturdays. I've got some openings too in the afternoon. Between in the evening actually, like 5 to 7. I've got some openings.
Cool.
Let's see, what else have I been up to? I moved. I moved from this super deep east side of Detroit. Literally at Mack and Alter.
Yeah.
I used to live over in East English Village.
I did too. I grew up in East English
Where did
Village.
you move to?
I
don't
moved-
tell us our address. Unless you really want us
Unless
to
you really
come
want some
over.
visitors.
I moved to Dearborn Heights.
Oh, so way far west side.
Yeah. Well, I work in Dearborn Heights.
Oh,
Okay.
so that's more
Yeah.
convenient.
Yep. And my son lives on the west side too, so it all works. It all works together. So because he's able to come and be with me more, and I'm super close now, so it's not like a super far drive in crappy weather like this. Yeah. Oh, you know what else I did?
What?
I almost spun out on 696 just
Oh,
now.
fun.
So I want to tell everyone to make sure you check your tires, get that penny, and make sure you check your tread. Slow the hell down.
Don't drive like a dick.
Don't drive like a dick. I have to thank everybody else who was on 696 at that time for slowing down, because let me tell you something. If there's one thing I am, it's a good driver. I am my father's daughter. He could be a pretty good race car driver according to the teacher of his stock car racing school weekend that we went on in Martinsville, Virginia in like 1999. And so I'm his daughter, and so if so facto, I'm a good driver too. That being said, when I saw the nose of my car, or when I felt the
the
nose of
wrong
my
way.
car going toward the middle, like oh my God, there's the wall. And I was able to straighten up, and thanks to the drivers behind me who were following at a safe distance.
Slow down
Good.
and we're not
Who
tailgating.
slowed down and were not tailgating. I did not feel the impact of another car or anything like
Very
that.
good.
I was simply able to straighten back up and get off at Campbell Hilton, and it was beautiful. So everybody just keep
Slow down.
being great
Yeah.
drivers.
I had to
Michigan.
get my tires replaced because they were pretty much bald back in November.
That's where I am right
Yeah.
now.
No, well, here's the thing.
I
She
got
called
stuck in
me.
my
She's
driveway.
like, "I'm stuck in my driveway." I was like, "I'll come get you." She
no.
goes, "You don't understand.
Oh
I'm
no.
Half of
In
the
the
cars
ditch.
in the ditch, half
in
of the
the
cars
road.
in the road. I have to fix this now."
Oh
I'm like,
no.
I mean, I only
No.
live on a street with like four other houses.
Yeah.
But you
Still.
don't really want to leave your car hanging out in the middle of the road. So I
No.
got that replaced, got my tires and my brakes fixed, so
Mhm.
everything's all good.
Mhm.
The brakes were not like that bad, but
Yeah.
but Sunday I was headed out to a Super Bowl party out on the east side, and I live on the west side, and so we're on M59,
Mm-hmm.
and in an F-150 and four-wheel drive,
Oh God.
and going 35 miles an hour
Of
because it was a
course.
blizzard.
Yeah.
Some asshole goes flying by in a car on the right-hand side, we're in the middle lane, and immediately grabbed a patch of ice, went flying, turned so their headlights were facing
Yikes.
the wrong way, ran into the concrete berm, and then bounced back into the second lane, and I'm like, they're going to bounce into our lane and we're going to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't, but it was like,
Oh my gosh.
She
Yeah.
tells this story to my son yesterday, who decides that on our way to school this morning in the really, really bad weather, he's like, "So, Mom, let me tell you what I learned
Oh my
from Miss
gosh.
Lisa. Make sure that you drive slow. Are you driving slowly enough? Because I don't want to have an accident this morning." I'm like, "Holy crap, kid."
Great timing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
He
you
was
for the
listening.
Thank
timing.
you very much. Are you going too fast? Is that guy coming up? Could you just play your game? Play your game.
Play your game.
Play your game.
Well, he also had to hear a bunch of stuff between me and a broker talking about a closing, so
Oh,
If he gives you some
he did
advice.
apparently right.
No.
So if he starts using the F word liberally and talking about closing dates and extensions, that's probably me too.
that's the best.
All right.
So anyway,
That's the best.
so you've moved?
Yes,
You're
I love.
teaching?
Yes, I love my new. Well, I'm teaching. I love my new apartment. So when I'm gonna have a housewarming when the weather is not so bleh.
But wouldn't this be the time to have a house warming? I mean, really?
I guess.
Yeah, but then people track all the
Yeah, you
crap
don't want
in.
people tracking their crap in. Yeah, because
You
we'll
want a
have a whole
warm
line
but
of
clean
shoes
house.
outside the apartment.
Right.
Whole line of shoes outside the
Yeah.
apartment. And yeah. But yeah, so I've been busy. Oh, March 3rd
March 3rd.
at the PodcastDetroit Museum.
Yes, I know where that is.
I'm joining an ensemble of
Ensemble.
amazing lady musicians, and we're doing a tribute to women in hip hop.
Nice.
It's going to be in the afternoon too, so I think it's like 2 to 5.
Which day is March 3rd?
It's a Saturday.
Oh, this sounds
Uh-huh.
like the perfect time and day.
I know, right? For me too. Oh my
like,
gosh.
I don't do mornings.
So it's going to be like a whole, a whole afternoon of entertainment. Mahogany Jones
Okay.
Do
is
you,
going to be on the bill.
is this,
Yeah.
so this is not anything to do with Black Women Rock?
Nope.
When is Black Women Rock this year?
I don't know.
I don't
I'm a-
either. It
it's
always
usually
sneaks
in
up on me.
March.
I
It's-
know. It always sneaks up on me. And I'm like, Jessica, how long have you known this is going to be happening
Yeah.
that day? And why didn't
It's
yeah.
usually like the second or third week in March, but I never know until
we'll have
right
to
up
Google that.
before. Yeah.
You
I don't-
guys have the
I don't
computers
have,
in front of
well,
you.
I don't have. It won't let me on.
Oh. Did the caller ever call back, Jess?
No.
Yes, and she's keeping it secret.
Yeah, the caller's just
I think they
whispering
just
in
called to
Jess's
hang up
ear.
on me.
It was like,
us.
oops, wrong number.
Right?
I really want a phone call.
So does this event have a
Somebody
name?
call.
Like if we were gonna, or should we just, if somebody
I
wants
should
to,
know.
Google the museum?
Yeah, Google the museum. I believe it's
Okay.
up on the museum's page.
There's also something we need to check out. I think it's in May, but it's limited tickets at the Historical Museum, and it was one that I had suggested we go to back in the fall. But it's like the tickets are limited to like 15 or 20 people.
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have to check on that too
Okay.
and try to get tickets.
If I don't do things immediately, they fly right out of my monkey brain because it's just gone.
My monkey brain. Speaking of monkey brains and things that you should put on your calendar this weekend, I met at the Super Bowl party an artist who are hoping to have
Yes.
on. She does some really fun stuff.
Yes,
But
yes.
she had mentioned to me, because she goes to the cons like Comic-Con and horror cons and stuff,
Yes.
that in Sterling Heights this weekend there is Astronomicon.
Oh yeah.
And I had not heard of it because I'm not really on the con circuit, but there's a cosplay contest for kids and adults.
And
Podcast
guess who?
Detroit.
Yep,
Oh,
Podcast Detroit
I stepped on your-
sponsors it.
I stepped on your guess who.
Ooh.
Sorry, Podcast Detroit is sponsoring the adult cosplay contest.
Ooh.
I don't do horror. You don't do horror. Do you do horror movies? With do
little
either
bit.
of you?
A little
I
bit.
kind of sort of do.
So here's the funny thing. Out in the hallway, Nick and I were looking at this a few minutes ago. There's this great painting with all these monsters from all the horror movies are on it, like Chucky and Jaws is on there, and the Chainsaw Massacre dude, and what are some of the werewolf.
Yeah, there's like a whole
Leatherface.
bunch of
Some really, really scary shit, right?
Jigsaw's
It's
there,
there.
you know.
And then Kiefer Sutherland from The Lost Boys.
Kiefer.
Trying to look
Love
really, really
Keith.
tough.
He's like,
and
I'm so tough in my makeup.
I had
But
such a
you're
crush
so
on him in that movie.
Who did
Oh,
not?
yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's scary
Oh, my
Muscat.
He
Let's
was
be honest.
him and Jason Patrick. Oh my god.
And then and Nick's like,
Alright.
but Elvira, I'm like, yes, but she was the hostess of
I
all
fucking-
of them.
Do you know how
I
bad
want to be her.
I wanted to grow up? I knew I could grow up and be her. I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
It's not out of my realm of possibility still. I wanted to be able to try.
She's like, I can still be Elvira.
I can still be Elvira. My dream was to
start with
drive up
boobs.
to my high school. And remember, I graduated over 30 years ago. I wanted to drive up to my high school in like a matte black Ford Fairlane with a stick shift that has a skull on it, chain steering wheel with a little litty chain steering wheel, and dressed like Elvira, right?
Yes.
That's who I wanted to be with my
That would have
Malamute.
been the most awesome prom.
I would have been the best prom. It can still happen.
It can still happen.
But you
can
know,
still happen.
she could make each boobie go in different directions with
Yes.
tassels on them.
Yeah.
I know I can never do that.
Yeah, that I cannot do. That
Can't
is
do it unless I wanna
I
pick
could
them
do
up.
it. It would take a lot. It would take a lot of.
It's a skill.
It's gonna
and-
hurt too.
I mean,
I've
Chesty
seen
Morgan
it.
could do it too. But,
So
She
anyway,
was awesome. Sorry.
Astronomicon.
Viscosity.
So the horror thing is there's a bunch of people, including Bill Moseley, who was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I believe.
And you want to introduce
And
me to him, right?
I don't know him, but he
something.
one I came from
it's not a con unless it's got someone from a sequel.
I came from a very small town, and I think I mentioned before that I went to high school with, he graduated a few years ahead of me, Scott Sigler, who's a horror writer, New York Times bestselling author. So another friend of mine who graduated after me just did a movie with Bill Moseley. It's called Crepitus, and because I don't do horror, I don't know anything about it except that it's a horrifying movie about a clown. And it,
Oh hell no!
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be worse than
it's like
supposed to be
fuck
Yeah.
clowns and fuck horror movies.
Yeah.
So
I can't.
it's
it's
like
making me
everything
itch,
I hate.
actually.
If you just had to put it on Valentine's Day and we'd be done.
All right.
So anyway, so Bill Moseley will be there, and a couple of other people from various horror movies, and then they have the typical. Apparently wrestling. There's some wrestling people because
Yes.
wrestling and horror movies somehow.
Wrestling and
Okay.
cons go together.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they do that and one of my favorite things at Comic Con is there's always like someone who was Playmate of the Month some years ago.
1974.
Yeah, exactly.
94,
yeah,
right?
and they
Yeah.
always have her because they're like, oh, the nerds, they really love the Playmates, but they love the Playmates because they get nervous around girls.
Real women.
And and now the woman isn't on the page; she's right there.
Yeah.
So they're just often
And
just
really, you
sitting
would
there.
think the perfect person to have at that would be the woman from Weird Science. I mean, if you were
Weird
going to
Science?
do it, like, she's the person.
Oh yeah.
That would be great.
Because I'd be
I
all
love
over
my
visiting
God,
her.
Is that Christy Brinkley?
No,
it's
it was Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly
LeBrock,
LeBrock.
Yeah.
She was married to Steven Seagal.
Yeah, she
Oh, I'm
was.
sorry for
God.
her.
I'm
They're not married
I'm
anymore.
friends
God,
with.
I hope
I'm
not.
friends with the wife of the person who was.
I'm so relieved.
I'm friends with
I
the
don't even know the
wife
end of that sentence,
of
but I'm
the
relieved.
man who was what's his name? He's in Weird Science, the movie.
Chet.
No. The guy, the one of the kids. He was also
Anthony
in the
Michael
Dead
Hall?
Zone. Okay,
Look it up.
but not Anthony Michael Hall, but the TV version of Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh my
I'm
God,
friends-
this is so. I'm going to have to draw a genealogy
You are going
chart
to have
that's a
to do
forest
this.
because there's
But
actually
it
no.
is. But it is
connection
the no. It's
to
the
anybody.
perfect. It's the perfect. It's the perfect con connection.
right.
Hello, Sarah. If you're ever seeing this, she was a big fan of him, and she reached out to him, and now she's married to him.
Wow.
So live
Dreams
those
can come
dreams.
true.
Live those dreams.
So
I can hear every step.
I know.
Still
Consider-
be Elvira.
Still
okay.
be
So
Elvira.
anyway, the con is in Sterling Heights. It's Astronomicon, astronomicon.com. Hopefully, I'm hoping that we can go sometime this weekend and see our potential future guest who does some really cool artwork involving kitties and horror items.
It's really, really
Kitties
takes
or
it
kittens?
takes
fun, creepy.
How much
Cats.
are
Cats. Okay.
Tickets
Kitties.
anywhere between I think $24 and $200. I assume $200 is like the VIP, so
Yeah.
you can see all of the
That's cool.
Yeah.
stars.
Astronomica.
Yeah. So
Are we going to
Well,
dress
I'm
up?
free Saturday,
I
so
don't. Yeah, I would love to, but I don't know that we have time. I have. I want to be like I have never been to a con, but I've wanted to go to cons, and I would dress as someone from Steven Universe, which you haven't seen. Do you
I
know
would-
Steven Universe?
Who would you dress as?
Oh my God, I'm forgetting her name, and
With-
they're all fucking rocks. So how do
the-
I forget her name? The green one.
Yeah.
You know what?
the green one.
Emeralds?
No, it's
Lapis.
Not Lapis.
No,
That's the
she's
blue one.
She's the blue. Yeah.
Not Lapis Lazuli, but who is her?
Oh my gosh.
Damn it.
there's amethyst.
Amethyst.
It's purple.
Amethyst is
Not
purple.
Amethyst. Amethyst is purple.
Peridot is green.
No.
Peridot.
Paradise.
That's
God.
my birthstone.
Wait. We are the crystal
Peridot.
See, he's singing the song.
I would be Yu-Gi-Oh.
See, you have to watch Steven Universe. You are the only person does not know Steven Universe.
I
here.
would be Maleficent.
Ooh, I love Maleficent.
yeah.
Yeah, I would dress up as Maleficent. Yeah. I would be a cosplayer if I had not already invested so much time into
Amethyst
guitar.
is fun too.
Because guitar, it's either guitar accessories and stuff or cosplay stuff. Like I don't
Yeah.
have time to sew all my costumes, and my standards are real high, so I would have to do all that stuff myself. Like I just
You're not just gonna go to Halloween USA and grab
yeah,
some.
no, I had to be very real with
Yeah.
myself. Like
I've got a big gorilla hand that I could be the victim of King Kong.
Oh, you could be the
Oh.
what's her
Fay
name?
Ray.
Fay Ray. Yeah.
that would be cool.
So anyway, that I have one story.
Okay.
Let me go see. You guys carry
Oh,
on.
we're gonna carry on. Okay, we're gonna go down a really long Twitter rabbit hole here.
yes.
Okay, so and I want to call it a bird's nest because it's Twitter, but
Okay.
but bird's nests aren't like they don't have any holes, so it's got to be a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
because
rabbit
it's
hole.
really long.
Yeah.
So I, as Lee mentioned at the beginning, I manage our Twitter account and I have one for my business and everything. So I'm on Twitter a lot, and I have gotten sucked into Musher Twitter,
Oh, Paradox. Yeah,
Sled
it is
dog.
Paradox.
Come on in.
Sled Dog Musher
Yeah.
Twitter.
Why don't you sit in my seat? We do have a visitor here from the Repertory Theater.
Oh, beautiful. Lovely. Hello.
Well, then,
Hello.
Hi.
At the last few minutes.
hi.
So we need to focus on Jeff. Welcome, Jeff.
Okay, well, I guess I'll tell my Twitter rabbit hole story some other time.
Okay. Yeah.
So now, yes, Paradox.
Paradox. Yeah.
So stay tuned. I won't be here next week, so maybe the week after.
yes.
Put on these
But it's
earphones.
Sled Dogs. Musher Twitter. Oh, but I do have to say something about it though, because there is an event about sled dogs, which is why I was going to tell the story of that and that I got sucked down rabbit hole Twitter. There is a sled dog race in Marquette this weekend of the 16th, 17th. There are three different races, but it's the UP 200, and then there's a smaller race that starts in Gwin. So if Dave and Jen Frisetto are listening, Dave is from Gwin, a small town in the Upper Peninsula.
Awesome.
But the sled dog race will be the 16th and 17th, and you can actually go and like watch and cheer the mushers on and everything.
Oh, wow.
But I will at some other point tell you this really cool story about how I got involved in musher Twitter, which is interesting. There's a whole section of Twitter that is sled dog racers, and then that brought me down the rabbit hole of the serum race in 1925, and who the real hero of that was. Spoiler alert: it wasn't Balto.
Balto.
And so yeah, and then I was going to finish up with
Everything
the
you
UP 200
know
race. So
is
I'll start with the
wrong.
UP 200. If you happen to be in Marquette on the weekend of the 16th and 17th and you are interested in sled dog races, if you are interested in sled dogs generally and racing, actually the Pure Michigan website has, if you Google Michigan sled dog, you will get to Pure Michigan, and they have like 4 or 5 different races that you can go check out.
I didn't even know that was a thing
Yeah.
in Michigan.
It is. I went
That's
to one in
freaking
Mackinac City
crazy.
once. So anyway, Nick, Lee, do you want to introduce our...
I did know about the
Yes.
Detroit Repertory Theater, though.
Well, we have it. They have an event coming up, and so Jeff came and talked about that. And I'm going to let him go ahead and tell us. Now we have, just so you know, there's a camera here, and then we're on Facebook Live over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, tell us what's happening. And we just have about a few minutes left in the show, so I don't want to. Sometimes we can get really distracted. Is the word? Yes.
Okay.
Hi.
My name is Jeffrey Chastain, and a play that I wrote entitled Dolphin Island is playing right now at the Detroit Repertory Theater.
Now you see why I came on. Actually, you might not know why.
I don't know why.
I'm
like, what?
I'm an asshat. Mobile, Alabama is where I went to high school and grew up.
Uh-huh.
Dolphin Island is in the Bay, in Mobile Bay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I am totally surprised. Like I didn't know about any of this going on. So you wrote a play called
Dolphin
Dolphin
Island.
Island.
Dolphin Island. Is it about Dolphin Island, which
Yeah.
is in
It
Alabama?
takes place in Dolphin Island.
Actually,
You tell us.
Yeah,
Okay.
tell us what it is.
okay. There's a guy about my age, around 50, who was down on his luck. He was unemployed for a long period of time. He went through a very bitter divorce. He's very close to his 12-year-old daughter, and he lucked up on this job that happens to be on Dolphin Island. While he's en route to Dolphin Island, his ball joint begins to act up, and he gets lost after traffic is rerouted from
Ball joint's a part of the car.
Yes.
There
I
you go.
know.
Yeah, and if you
I
lose
know a
that,
little
you
bit
can
about
lose
cars.
a tire.
Yeah, you will.
So, so he winds up in the piney woods, like off on this dirt road, and he encounters this woman who's like living like in complete isolation. And from that, she's very suspicious of him, and he's very intrigued with her. And out of this grows this sort of odd relationship, strange relationship. And it's just the two characters.
So he's on his way to Dauphin Island.
He's on his way to Dauphin
Is he in
Island.
Alabama?
He's in Alabama.
When he finds this woman.
He's in northern Mobile County. I know you know about that.
Well, and that's very, very plausible.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
want to
Just
say
happen on a hermit.
that could really happen easily.
Yes.
Wow.
Awesome. Are you from Alabama?
My dad's family is from Alabama.
Okay. What part?
You heard of Mount Vernon?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Actually, it's a little tiny town named after the family, Chestang. If you blink when you're driving through it, you'll miss it.
Okay.
So the vomit spots are what we start our show with this music from a punk band called the Vomit Spots, and they're from L.A. or Lower Alabama. Yeah, they're from Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
So they let us use their music for that. But you guys have something happening this weekend, though. Do you have another event happening around the play, or is it just the play that's happening this weekend?
Actually, Saturday night is the Red Night benefit, which is it's a celebration. It's a benefit for the theater, and it's kind of a celebration of Valentine's Day.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. They have there's a prize for they encourage patrons to come dressed in red, and whoever dresses the sharpest in red or whatever, they win a prize or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So can you do like costumes, or is it just like dress up in red, like dressy?
It's more dress up in
Dressy,
red.
yeah, okay.
I would still do a
dressy type thing.
costume, like
Like,
a
I'm
giant
thinking feathers.
heart hat.
Red feathers.
Or if you want to be fly and
Oh,
be different,
Queen of
you
Hearts,
can-
you win.
Yeah,
There you
Bob
go.
with their heads. So, okay, I don't know anything about the Detroit Repertory Theater. So, what's kind of is it all local written productions, or what is the Repertory Theater about?
Okay, the Repertory Theater. Okay, they're in their 61st season.
Oh, wow.
They've been
been
around for a
around.
long time.
They've been around since 1957. They're located on Woodrow Wilson, which is south of Davison. So if you're driving eastbound on Davison toward I-75 or the Lodge, you would make that right turn on to Woodrow Wilson, and you can't miss it.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
see the signs and everything.
Right.
Too. Yep.
Right. There are signs from the Lodge. There are signs from Davison.
I'm really excited about the show. When does the show go on? When does Dauphin Island actually on
Okay,
stage?
it runs. It's running until March 18th, Thursday through Sunday. There's 8:30 shows on Thursday and Friday. There's matinees on Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday matinee is at 3. Sunday matinee is at 2.
Yep.
Evening show on Saturday is at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Evening show on Sunday is 7:30.
So I have a quick question, and Nick, I want you to chime in. At one point, and he may still be doing this, Nick was teaching accent lessons.
Yes, I am actually, and a show I teach. A
So-
show that I taught on is opening this Friday.
So he's been helping people with. He has a very unique accent. Alabama has a very unique accent. I don't have it anymore. But did you do any accent coaching, or are they going off what they think people from Alabama sound like?
See, that's the thing.
Or did you even care?
When I visit Alabama, well, yes and no.
Uh-huh.
But these two people actually are not from Alabama. But
That's right. Oh, not even the hermit?
no, not even the hermit. Not even the hermit.
Oh wow.
But you have a lot of people who, well, say for example, people in Detroit, people in Chicago. You have some people ask, well, what part of the South are you from? Because we still have that rural dust on us from like our parents and grandparents. So
Yeah.
I get that all the time. Are you from Atlanta? What part of the South are you from?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, people up here do that. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, and I asked that question because there was a movie made back when we were young, and they called it the Biloxi Blues.
I love the Biloxi Blues.
Neil Simon, yeah.
And why would that piss me off? Jeff? Biloxi? It's
Oh.
Biloxi.
I always thought
Yes.
it was Biloxi.
It is Biloxi.
No, I thought the name of the movie was Biloxi.
No,
but
if you
it's-
listen to it, they keep calling it Biloxi.
Oh,
and
really?
It pisses the out of
I,
me.
I was just
They do
watching
that
it
because
for
they're-
Ferris Bueller.
But do they do that because they're mostly Jewish guys from New York that are going through basic training, or
I don't
Or do the
care.
locals call
or
it
do the
that?
locals
But
in the play call it that too?
In the movie, they just keep saying
Oh, everyone does.
Biloxi.
They just keep
Yeah.
saying
Like,
it.
it just keeps saying it
They ju-
throughout the
they
entire
just,
thing.
It
and,
just
and you
keeps
can't get
happening.
past it when you're watching it. You're like, that's not a place, asshole. It's really not. What I remember watching it in the movie theaters, people were getting up and leaving. They were just
Wow.
like, do some research. You were down here filming it. Did we say, hey, it's Biloxi?
That's
And
funny,
you're
and
like,
I always just assumed it was Biloxi and never noticed it because
Ha ha,
not from
thanks
there.
a
Don't
lot,
care,
guys.
right?
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
somebody did a movie about Toppinabee, Michigan, which has like a whole population of maybe 200 people, and they said Topinabee or Tupinabee, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
So yeah, I
Nice.
get
You
it,
get it?
but just never didn't notice because not my jam.
so accents. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like accents.
Matthew Broderick. That's
So
his
since
He's
you
a
opened
nice
that
guy.
door,
I did.
my show, the show that I'm currently accent coaching on is Then There Were None, and it's opening at the Farmington Players.
name. We did that in high school.
Yes.
You
It's our
did?
production.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. And there are multiple regional accents, including one which I was very pleased with because I tried to get him to Yorkshire and he ended up in Tyneside. But Tyneside is a very difficult accent. It's the accent that, if you know Game of Thrones, Davos Seaworth speaks that. And that's actually a difficult accent for British people to do if they're not from that area. So I was super pleased with that. So I kept that. So that's running from this Friday until the 20, whatever the last Saturday is. That's the 20.
Of March or February?
No, February.
Okay.
And
So a couple
that's
weeks.
that's at the Barn Theatre in Farmington Hills.
So if we were going to go to the Repertory Theater, if we wanted to come and see Dauphin Island between February and March 18th, I think you said?
Between now and March 18th.
Okay.
yes.
Where would I buy tickets?
You can buy them at the box office and you can buy them online.
Okay. And the Repertory Theater, I believe, as I've seen it, has a website that has all this information on it.
Yes.
So I read about your production, but I'd read it weeks ago. Someone came to Rotary and presented the Repertory Theater and talked about
Oh,
the
yeah,
upcoming
Leah.
season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Leah.
We should get Leah on.
Leah was going to try to come on, and then we did this last minute and wasn't sure what was all going to happen. So I kind of blew the snow. I just left it alone this morning. So I'm glad you came.
Yes.
Yes.
The traffic was monstrous. I almost got hit twice. And
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
it's,
spun out
it's
and-
an
and
exciting
recovered.
day of
I
near
spun
miss
out.
collisions.
I did too.
And
Yes.
recovered on 696. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, winter.
Yes.
Beautiful
Winter.
thing.
Yes, I apologize.
Glad we
No,
all
gosh,
here.
Wow.
that is not a thing. No need to apologize at all. That's
It's
not a thing.
It's not a thing.
Being on
No.
time is not a thing. It's
We're
not.
always a hot mess.
It's
We're
it's just a
flexible. We're
concept.
flexible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a concept.
it is. We invented it.
We did. We did.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
we invented flexibility or time?
Time.
Time.
Oh, okay. I buy that.
That
checks out.
Time. So I have a favor to ask of everybody in the last few minutes of the show. I need you to tell me your ultimate jam. I need you to send it to me. I need you to email. I need you to send it on Twitter, on Facebook. I don't care. I need to know a song. I've been made the playlist maven for my bowling group.
Ooh.
And I did it last week, and it was not received well. I kept getting. I heard people behind me going, I think this is just like on random. I don't know who did this
see.
music.
Oh,
And some people
no.
are like, but I like that song. And other, no, that's a horrible song. It's from blah. Okay, whatever. I
See.
need your jam. I want to really show them that I know what I'm doing.
It's going to be a
even
lot
though
of
I don't.
Monster Magnet, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so,
Well, I'm
you know.
like, you know the song
That's great.
Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Yes, that's
I want
the
that one.
jam.
I want to put that
They
one
might
Oh.
be giants.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I want to
oh.
put that one on.
Yeah.
So I need.
You need
I
that. You need Living Color.
Okay.
Yes.
CNC
Cult
Music
of
Factory,
Personality.
Cult of
Yes.
Personality I put on.
Oh.
So I need
wrong
to
with
know
so
everybody's
Negasonic
jam.
Teenage Warhead will work fine then. That'll be great.
So you're talking
What?
up tempo.
You'll see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I want these people
Can I
who-
just-
to just think that
Can
it's
I
a
just
great
say
biz.
this?
Yes.
I realized just before I almost spun out, and I don't know if it has anything to do with it. Okay, I hate to
That
keep,
you
I hate to
know
keep
a playlist
backtracking.
in your mind?
I hate to keep backtracking. Okay, I miss Prince still.
Yes, I did something.
I am not over it.
What did you all think about the Prince thing? At the
I am over
Super
that.
Bowl?
I'm
Yeah.
still mad at JT for snatching Janet's
Like-
boobie out, and not ever
And not getting-
apologizing.
And Janet getting the
Yeah,
getting
she
the
got the
blame for
brunt
it,
of
yeah.
it. Yeah, and you didn't apologize for exposing her titty in public, sir, and that's rude.
Yeah.
And like that's like baseline rude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Number one. So two, I miss Prince. I'm not over it.
we all miss Prince.
Like I just 7 is my jam. So when you said all time jam, like I listened to that like several times this morning
Okay.
getting ready. Like I was like, I forgot how good this song was.
I
you
can
know?
do that
Like those
just for you, Nika.
it just feels good, and they're just gonna have to deal with it. They're gonna have to feel that love in their ears, and if they don't know, how bad they need it, then they'll realize it later. But everybody needs a little bit of Prince,
Everybody needs. A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
and
of
we need some
Prince.
deep cuts too. We need some
Yeah.
Prince deep cuts.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Like
Darling
Raspberry
Nikki.
Beret.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Darling
get the
Nikki.
stuff you
I
can-
don't know that the DAC would be an
Lady
appropriate
Cab
place.
Driver.
See, I never mentioned where it was going to be.
Yeah, put that lady
You-
cab
you-
driver
You're
on.
gonna say
Private
you
Joy.
know, pussy control
Private
is
Joy.
pretty decent.
Well, they liked Big and
Yeah.
Rich, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
Hey.
So
All
maybe,
right.
And that
maybe
was
Darling
fun.
Nikki is your
But it's a
speed.
little. I mean, it would be hard to hear it.
Was it me?
Sorry, that was me. I thought I was.
Oh
Not
no.
me.
Hello. Oh. So that's what I need.
How about-
I need jams.
How about 90s country, like Travis Tritt? I smell TROUBLE. That's my jam. I'm sorry, I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate,
I
ladies
like,
and gentlemen. I listen to everything.
I know nothing about that.
Yes.
Shania's got a couple of good ones.
Really?
Shania was all right, but like if we talking 90s
Who did
country,
Shania Twain?
what about
who did I
Chattahoochee?
shave my legs for this?
What? I don't know. I
Deanna
stopped doing that
Carter?
a couple years ago.
That sounds like an interesting one.
Yeah,
I
Send me
shaved my
your
legs for this.
jams. I need to
Okay.
know. I need to know some.
we got some good George Strait. I love George Strait.
So
Darius Rucker is awesome too.
I like Darius Rucker. I actually got.
good.
He
I
is.
haven't
I
heard
put
any of
some
his
Darius on
country stuff.
one.
He
Did
is
you?
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
his I was I'm Darius. He represents. I'm proud of him. He did the crossover thing, and I'm like I don't have to be a fan of the music. His face. I don't have to be a fan of the music. I
He's
love
got
to
a
be
great
some Hootie.
tush.
I loved
I
some
love
Hootie.
Hootie.
I will.
When
I
we
want
were
to
at
do
the
my
coffee
Hootie
shop,
impression.
somebody-
I almost did it, but I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
I just always associate
It
with the
almost came out.
Onion story about how Darius Rucker trips on stage and accidentally summons the P-Funk mothership
Oh my god!
because he accidentally does something funky.
That was a big oops.
But he's from North Carolina. He was a good boy.
Uh,
I like his music.
Yeah, but he's not
All
all
right.
that funky.
I'm not mad at him.
I
I'm
w-
like I do.
But
I
he's
let
got
it.
his own thing, and it is not
He
funky.
wasn't
She
supposed
took
to
the
be
words
funky.
right out of my mouth. You took the words right out of my mouth. He's got his own fucking thing, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Let
to be
him do
funky.
it.
Yeah. Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah,
He's got
I
a
like
great butt.
Yeah, okay, all right.
all right.
So we're gonna go see Dolphin Island, locally written, produced.
Yes.
Yeah, and the actors are from this area also.
Yes, they are. Yolanda Jack and Jonathan West.
Fan.
Oh, Yolanda's in it. Okay, cool.
You know Yolanda?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
Yolanda. Yeah, I did not know that she was. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Now you wrote it.
I wrote it.
Are you directing it also?
Leah directed it.
Leah directed it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Leah Schmidt.
Bring Leah on, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming,
Thank you for having me.
Dika.
Awesome.
It's always a pleasure.
It's always
All
a
right,
pleasure. It
Dika,
is.
come
It
back
is.
in 2 weeks when I'll be back to tell my sled mushing story.
Okay.
And so we have the play, another play, Astronomicon. Anything else going around town?
Glitter
Your-
King.
Your
Glitter King, that's
is
coming
in
up
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You have your fit event
Today.
at Busted
Come
today.
over and get a
if you
fit.
want to get
Right
fit
now?
by an
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
international
follow you down
bra
there.
fitting
'Cause
expert.
I'm going to New Orleans next week, so
She'll
I
be
gotta
here.
have them.
Nice.
Yeah, get
They
on
gotta,
there.
they gotta look right when I go to the know you.
Yeah, and we'll also have to talk next time about the Marley Stecker's connection with her new line. Not just your
Absolutely.
meeting, but the new.
Yeah, she did a
collection.
Frida Kahlo inspired bra.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, so you need to get that and Anushka, the Alomi bra that I just saw.
Oh, I've had Anushka.
You have Anushka?
Yeah, we've had it in red and black.
They have like a purpley one that I just saw.
Anushka. That sounds like something you call your grandma.
Yeah, Babushka, Anushka.
Anushka.
Yeah.
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 I was thinking an Egyptian goddess, but
Ooh.
grandma works too.
I like goddesses.
Oh, good God.
I'm being
Well,
random.
thank you for another lovely Bras, Bitches, and Balls. You
R.I.P.
never know what you're
Ilea.
going to get here because we are just a hot mess.
Stay bitchy, my friends.
Stay bitchy. Not a problem here.
And away we go.
Thank you, Miss Jess.